Okay, another UAE story. Pretty sure that you must have seen that forward of one Dubai municipality PDF circulating around that all activities of hotels and recreational stuff has been stopped. Now, I don't know if that is true or false, but I can definitely tell you that Dubai's leadership and Dubai's common sense has to be questioned. Seriously questioned. And I'll tell you why. It's not me hating on them. You tell me if I'm right or not. Okay? Now, UK is in a lockdown, yes or no? Answer is yes. UK is in a lockdown. Australia is in a lockdown, yes or no? Fine, it's in a lockdown. Then what about Europe? Is having a crisis, lockdown and problems? Yes. Okay. Now, which country is openly allowing people to come in and saying, oh, we conquered COVID, we succeeded, the leadership is great, and who showed this sign? You know, Sheikh Mohammed sign. Yeah, hey. UAE said we conquered COVID. Don't believe me, just Google search what UAE said 6 months ago or something like that. Sheikh Mohammed said we conquered COVID. Okay. And then they showed Faza conquered COVID. Good. See, I'll give you a pose. Okay. Conquered COVID. UAE's leadership, blah blah blah. Great. Okay. And then they said Israel, peace. Israel will get visa on arrival. All the Israelis, oh, very happy. Then they said, okay, come. UAE is back to business. And the new what? News. UAE bounces back. Bounce. Toin, 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 toin. Like a basketball. UAE bounces. Doing, doing, doing. UAE bounces back. And they are saying, oh, we will achieve this great... UAE will be the fastest growing economy. Yay! Sheikh Mohammed said on his Twitter, don't believe me, just check. UAE will be the fastest growing economy, which will bounce back. Bounce. Toin, toin, toin. Bouncing like a football, basketball. Doing, 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 doing. Okay. So, you know what happened? You know what they are not telling you? By allowing Israel visa on arrival, which now is suspended, it's all the troublemakers from Israel came in. I'm not talking Israel as a country. See, every country has good elements and bad elements. By giving visa on arrival, all the unwanted elements, all the people who could not party in Israel, have their drug-filled parties, have prostitutes, have sex orgies, and wanted to break and violate the rules, they couldn't do it in Israel. So they say, Dubai is a good place. Let me go and enjoy in Dubai. The Saudi people, they were so strict in Saudi, you don't get pussy to shag, no? So, Dubai, nice holes are there, man. Let's go there. What do you think happened in UK? UK is a fucking lockdown. Where do you think they're going to go? They're going to go to some third world country or a country which has relaxed rules. So, which is the closest country to UK? It is fucking UAE. See, it's a very simple common sense. You have the money. You can't control the government. You're on a lockdown. With your money, where will you go? You'll go to a country which has relaxed rules. And which country has relaxed rules right now? Which is bragging about it on fucking social media? UAE. So all the unwanted elements, all the people who wanted to have parties and break rules and all that, they came to UAE. How many fucking videos did I receive of nightclubs, of private yacht parties, of drinking, and people don't give a damn. The people who are, youngsters, today's generation, and especially the ones who smoke, drink, and do drugs, and who are sex crazed individuals, They don't give a fuck about rules. Where do you think all these troublemaking elements will come? From USA, from UK, from Australia. All of them have come to UAE. And all these troublemakers, they are having pool parties, they are having nightclubs, they are having all these sessions. Why do you think UAE suspended the visa? See, it's a slap on UAE's face. Because what I told you, UAE changes its fucking laws like it changes the fucking underwear. In fact, I doubt they even have an underwear. Oh, open visa. Oh no, suspended visa. Oh, okay, for COVID, there is no testing. Oh, COVID, there is testing. Oh, COVID, now there is multiple testing. Oh, Abu Dhabi, COVID is different. Dubai, COVID testing is different. Oh, you don't need to worry. If your visa is expired with COVID, UAE on humanitarian grounds will give you extension. Oh no, we will not give you extension. Oh, you sign up from this CBDR, whatever bullshit website. Okay. Oh no, we stopped it. Oh, visa is stopped for Pakistanis. Oh, visa is granted to Pakistanis. Oh, visa is stopped for Bangladeshis. Oh, now we'll give new visas. Oh, you can get a creative zone visa. Oh, you can't get a creative zone visa. Oh, it's only 530 dirhams for a business visa. Oh, there are actual hidden costs. I mean, what the fuck are you doing, man? You opened up some fucking hospital in World Trade Center. And then, oh, we succeeded. Yay. And you had a nice toy robot in the center. You took a photo. We did it. And everyone went home. And now your hospitals are overfull to the point where non-essential cases are being sent back. I got a email which I cannot show. Non-essential cases, they have been instructed, no, you have to send them back. Because we need to keep how many hospital beds are there? And here's another thing. In UAE, they make money only when you're sick. They look forward for you to be sick. So they'll overcharge you, right? You remember that Khaleej Times article, this guy who got a bariatric surgery, he just went for an operation which I had gone through. Instead of a simple operation, he went into a coma and he ended up having to pay, I think, millions. Thank goodness, maybe he had insurance. See, the problem with UAE, UAE, especially Dubai, I'm talking about Dubai, is being run like, I don't know, it's like a, I don't know, like a tea stall or something, some uneducated guy changing the rules every fucking day. You know, when the economy was booming, you could make all these pronounced statements. We will achieve the biggest, tallest, largest, and you could bullshit. Today you cannot bullshit because all the data is made global. It's fucking nonsense. Now, I'll tell you, now, you know what you have to worry about? It's not the COVID. It's not all these issues. You know what is the real problem? The real problem is UAE's treasury is not only empty, now it's minus. I know all these idiots who are commenting below my videos, oh, Dubai has enough money, it'll never go bankrupt. Dubai has so much money, it has gold at billions. Man, which fucking world are you from, man? If United States has $1 trillion deficit, United States, which is fucking bigger than UAE, which has, I mean, the number of weapons it has compared to UAE, UAE is not in a dot. The GDP, UAE is a dot. Infrastructure, UAE is a dot. UAE is a dot in everything compared to Russia, China. I remember once, who's that guy? Ahmed Saeed of Emirates Airlines. When this was when I was 16 years before, he said, UAE's, I was there in front of me. He gave the speech in an oil conference because I was working for the audiovisual company. He said, UAE's GDP will increase that of India, China, USA, Europe. And everyone applauded. Wow, that is the vision of UAE. That's my answer. Now, so I was telling you what UAE has to worry about. UAE's treasury is empty because It doesn't have any proper revenue. Its revenue is based on what? It's oil? No. Dubai I'm talking about. Dubai's revenue is what? Oil? No. It's on tourism. It's on buying and selling, right? Okay. So they need to buy and sell. It's a business hub. So now what has happened is you have a business hub that is infected. Okay. So people are afraid to come. Now, so you have no money coming in. Now when you don't have money coming in, investors are afraid. Policies are changing. Plus you want to get your name out of the... oh, by the way, Donald Trump is changed. So Biden has come. So your best friend is no longer there. Now you're afraid. Okay. So what happens is no money is coming in. Now why does UAE need money? Why does Dubai need money? Especially Dubai. Dubai, Abu Dhabi. Abu Dhabi has oil, can manage. Okay. It has billions of dollars of reserves. Hats off to Abu Dhabi. Okay. They are smart. Like all the Arab sheikhs, all the Arab Muslims, when they discovered oil, from being Bedouinians who were living on date palm and living in the desert and simple lives, they got so much of money, they didn't know what to do. That is why it's only the Arab world where you see having a Rolls Royce, or having this thing, diamond studded car, gold plated car. Do you see any people in educated countries doing that? No, people with common sense don't do that. It's just these Arabs who have so much of money, so much of cash, they don't know what to do with it. So they splurge on unwanted things. But a person who works hard knows the value of money. No person with common sense is going to have a car, a diamond studded car, gold plated fucking Rolls Royce or Jeep Wrangler, or it's only people who have easy money. So they had easy money because of oil, and they believed, wearing their royal robes and coming like sheikh, they thought they are invincible. And because they wanted everyone to kiss their ass, they were giving money like, take projects like crazy. Which country was doing projects like mad? Putting sand in the water. Which country did that? Only Middle East, only UAE. Tell me, where is common sense? Putting sand in the fucking water to make an island. When nature didn't do that, or you can say God didn't do that, you're fucking doing that? I used to always joke. If tomorrow you wanted to go to the toilet and your toilet is not working, where the fuck do you go? You have to get a plumber. Where do you get a plumber from? You get a heart attack. How do you go to the mainland? So that was a joke. And today, see, to maintain this Palm Island itself is a fucking crisis. To maintain it, forget that. To maintain a building on solid land itself takes so much money. To do it on a fucking island, sand that is put on water, how much more money it'll take? How much maintenance? Okay, now, I was telling you, treasury is empty. You know what is the biggest problem? The biggest problem is the number of Emirati locals. They have been trying Emiratization for years and years. Now, have you ever asked yourself why, even though they made peace with Israel, why there was no civil war, unrest? Because the UAE government is, especially Dubai, is giving jobs to Emirati locals. They give Emirati locals jobs in government offices. They give Emiratis jobs in multinational companies. They tend to have a quota system. But now what has happened is multinational companies, they're hemorrhaging cash. They can't give locals jobs. And why they can't give locals job is because locals take 10 to 20 times higher salary for the same job, same work, and they have lesser targets, lesser number of hours, lesser productivity, lesser competence. So just let that sink in. So if you have one Indian working for $1,000, you'll have one local who will take the job of 20 Indians. So obviously he can't work 20 times more. His productivity can't be 20 times more. An Indian would at least be afraid of losing his job. Emirati is afraid? No, he gives a fuck to it. So just imagine, you have one Indian for 1,000, one Emirati for 20 times the salary. So you can either have, 10 Emiratis working for you, 10 Emiratis for the same job, or you can multiply 10 into 200 Indians. Which one is better? Tell me. The maths is very simple, man. So now when you have Emiratis getting such high salaries, such high perks, such high benefits, go home on time, come late, pray 5 times, oh, don't need to worry, you can just come in anytime you like. Oh, you are maternity leave, oh, you're pregnant, take 1 year paid leave, government will take care of you. Free housing, subsidized electricity, subsidized water, free schooling, free this, free that. Now what has happened is, now they've realized, fuck, we can't maintain this. We can't give them the same life. Now, before when they gave them money, nobody would complain. See, you give someone easy money, no matter what you do, they'll keep quiet. They'll just say, I'm getting easy money, let me just keep quiet. But now when money doesn't come in, people will start to grumble. People will start to get angry. Because now they're used to a certain lifestyle. See, it's very simple. I'll give you an example. In your house, you give everyone pocket money of, let's say, $100 every day. Give them $100 or something like that. Every day you give them 100. Every day you give them 100. One fine day, because things are tough, now you give them 80. They'll be like, why 80? No, we need to manage. Okay, you'll keep quiet. Then one fine day you start giving them 50, half. They'll be like, you give me less, I'll do less work. They'll be like, no, just try to manage. Then one fine day you give them 20. You think they'll continue supporting you? No, they'll abandon you. They'll no longer be loyal to you. They'll be like, listen, I have to work for 100, I'll only work for 100. Rising costs and this and that, I'm used to this lifestyle. I'm not going to take anything less. You have made Emiratis, you have made your citizens, given them a pampered life for 40 years. All of a sudden you're going to take it away? Sorry, 50 years. You're going to take it away? You're going to take it away? There's going to be mass chaos. There's going to be massive problems. This is the same problem with Saudi. This is the same problem with the UAE. The only people who will employ the citizens of the country, the only people is the government. Local businesses cannot employ because they are such a fucking headache. A local Emirati will just turn around and say, I'm local, you know, hey, you kachara. He'll say that. And then you get fucked if he complains about you to the ministry. Because they'll support their citizens. So now, what is the only solution to this? The only solution to this is start nationalizing certain sectors. Now, typing sectors are only for locals, so they can give local Emiratis job. Very soon they are going to start in different sectors. They'll say this is like in Abu Dhabi now they are closing down, I think some typing service sectors or whatever. So all these important sectors they're going to close down. And as they close down, expats will lose their jobs. And the reason why they're closing them down is so that they can keep these Emiratis, they can keep these citizens busy with some work. They'll close down one by one, they'll close down quite a number of sectors. Like even the banking sector, they'll say, no, the banking sector is only for Emiratis. Okay, low level job, very low level job, going in the sun and getting customers. Okay, that is for Indians, Pakistanis, Bangladesh. Going in the sun, Emiratis don't want to go in the sun. They like AC, they like a 5-star, they are big Land Cruiser, you know, Land Cruiser putting their leg up and driving. Hey, Rafiq, chai. That's the only thing they like to do. Working like a dog? No, give it to the Asians. It's called delegation. So they will come out with these big pronounced predictions. In 50 years, we are going to be the greatest. 50 years, oh, we will have billions and trillions. And you can't predict what the fuck is going to happen next month. What the fuck you're talking? Vision of the next 100 years. Oh, vision. Dan. You couldn't predict the COVID virus. What fucking vision? Oil, see, if oil is not at, I don't know, what, $75 a barrel, you can't sustain, you can't pay your bills. You're fucked. Now you have a lot of oil, but nobody wants it because there's no travel. Travel is fucked. What happened? Emirates Airlines, biggest, largest. Now, biggest hole in your bum. It's too loose. That's what has happened. See, you show off, and you believe that your luck is your hard work and your vision. This is what is going to happen. When easy money came in, when lots of pots of oil and you could sell, you're living like a king, a sheikh, having a tiger as a pet, cheetah as a pet, 4-5 cars, one car for me, not small car, Land Cruiser Range Rover for me, Lexus for my wife, Rolls Royce for my son, and then because Islam, Allah says have 20 sons. Okay, let me keep fucking my 4 wives and have 10 sons with you, 10 sons with you, 10 sons. So Allah will provide. Each son gets a BMW, Mercedes. Each wife gets a separate house. Yeah, have like that, no? Have 4, 5, 6 wives, and then 10, 20 other girlfriends, Filipina, Russian, whichever, Russia, then Uzbekistan, have all those wives. And now you need to pay the bills, no? That time your Arab hairy balls could manage. When oil was easy money. I remember there was this guy, friend of mine, those days friend, Emirati local guy. Okay. He was working for Dubal. Okay, Dubai Aluminium. The guy used to just do basic clerical work and used to give presentations. And this guy, young chap, I think 26, 27. Let that sink in, huh? Clerical work, just clerical documents and giving presentations. He was getting, I think, around those days, I think 10 to 12,000 US dollars. Okay, 10 to 12,000 US dollars just for clerical work. I'm talking about this is how many years ago? Nearly 14 years ago. Okay, 10 to 12,000 dollars. And do you know, every year or whatever, he would get 3 months or 4 months salary bonus. I'm not exaggerating. I'm telling you, 3 to 4 months salary bonus he would get. And how I know this? Because when we would go to the bar or pub, you know, a normal person will just order one Red Bull, which will be like overpriced. A normal Red Bull may be like $3-4 outside. There it will be like $18 or $12 overpriced. This guy would order a, what is that alcohol bottle? Chivas Regal. I think, I don't know much about alcohol, but it was a Chivas Regal. I remember the name Regal. You would buy that big bottle. Fuck, it was fucking expensive. Okay, you'd buy the whole bottle, plus you would have a VIP table, and I would sit next to him because those days I was buff and big and all that. And fuck, you would spend we would go to different bars and clubs. I would go with him. I would just drink my Red Bull. He would order a fucking Chivas Regal, man. Sometimes you would spend 5,000 dirhams. That's nearly 1,500 US dollars just ordering a bottle, one bottle. Now, we are not talking of a filthy rich guy. We're talking of a normal guy. Okay? And he wanted a VIP importance. Just imagine if you do that every alternate day, going to every club. There are people who literally spend $10,000, $20,000 just on alcohol and booze. Okay, alcohol is booze, basically, just to impress the girls. So, I give you a simple example of a simple guy who's a clerk, Emirati local, who's in his 20s, spending like money like water. And I asked him how many credit cards. He said he had 4 credit cards. I said, how will you pay them? When I get the bonus, I'll clear off all the cards. Every year I do that. I take 3-4 cards, spend maximum. When I get the bonus, I clear off. So now, when you have a culture like this, where you give easy money, give them an easy life. You think they understand hardships? So now what UAE is going to do is, especially Dubai, Abu Dhabi, all of them, they're going to shut down one by one sectors where expatriates used to work, and they're going to make it, nationalize it, or going to make it part of the government to give Emiratis jobs. Okay, but now another problem is, how do you generate income? So obviously I told you, they're going to bring in taxes. And how do they bring in taxes if not directly? Salik, road tax, fines. You'll see many people get fines for no reason. Didn't wear a mask? Okay, 1,000 fine. Didn't do this? Okay, another fine. They'll have to figure out ways. And now, last if not the least, okay, the big thing that you need to think about. The glory days of UAE is over. It's no longer what it used to be. Today, it's survival of the fittest. That is why even jobs that are coming, very competitive. Very, very competitive. Between the expats, only the best can survive. If you're not the best, if you don't know how to position yourself as the best, if you don't know how to market yourself as the best, I'll tell you, you'll not only be unemployed, when you go back to your home country, nobody will even look at your face. Okay, it's going to be that bad. The glory days of UAE, where you could make easy money, selling property, just calls would come in, easy life, working for Emirates Airlines, big money they'll pay you, you can show on Instagram and show you're living the life, have people kiss your ass, open any business and customers would come in. Anybody from India, he could join any position and climb up to director level and all. All those glory days are gone. Today it's a struggle. It's a struggle to pay expenses. It's a struggle to live, and you have to earn every fucking penny. The government is going to support only Emiratis because it has to, or the government will collapse because the public will not support it. So they don't give a fuck about expats. If they have a job, they know that you'll struggle somehow. They have to take care of the Emirati citizens and give them the same easy life that they're used to. But the only difference is now they'll supervise them and make sure that they work hard. So be careful, your jobs are going to be at stake. You're going to have a very tough time. For those of you who enjoyed a big salary, say goodbye to those days. The people of the past, the new ones, if you do get a job, I'm pretty sure you'll work very hard. How I know it? Because I'm dealing with customers. I make their resumes, I prepare them for jobs. They're very competitive, especially the new generation that's coming. They're very, in fact, I'm even surprised that I'm getting people from India who are being ultra focused about making sure that they deliver value. From marketing and selling themselves to outsourcing to running a business online. So all I want to tell you is, I'm not surprised at this closure of bars, pubs and recreational stuff. But more than the COVID, because people are fed up of this COVID. If you have a heart disease for all your life and you got COVID and you died, they will not say because of heart disease, they'll say because of COVID. So people are fed up of this COVID thing. Oh, one last thing, one very important thing. This is a rumor. Now, I can't confirm it, but it seems the vaccine, the premium vaccines will be given to the rich and to the Emiratis. This is rumor, I don't know how far it's true. Like they say, there's no smoke without fire. The premium ones are given to Emiratis and rich people. The Chinese ones, the cheaper ones, are given to the general public. And it seems something like after you take the vaccine or something, you're given a certificate and some star or something, and you have to show off on social media or some nonsense, and people are very happy. Listen, even if you get the vaccine, that doesn't mean you'll not get sick. If your health is weak and you get the vaccine, or your pressure is fluctuating, or you're allergic to it, bye-bye. You can say bye-bye to your life. So anyway, this is what I wanted to share with you guys. Keep me updated. I'm going to go full-fledged, full swing from Feb onwards. I told you, I'm taking January month off because of work in the house, and I was burnt out December, too many clients and customers. February onwards, jobs are started to come. I've not yet curated them, but be on the lookout for jobs in Feb. The market is picking up pace again, and be prepared because it's only going to get tougher. I told you this. It's only going to get tougher, not easier. This is what I wanted to share with you guys. Keep me posted with any information that you share with me. I'll share it with everyone else. And I sincerely wish you and your family not just safe from COVID, but from the financial disasters and the challenges that are going to come. And trust me when I say this, 2021 is going to be even more tougher than 2020. Even more tougher. Mark my words. Remember, I said this first. Right? You guys take care. This is me signing off. Ciao.